I now call to order the 140th commencement ceremony of Smith College. Will all those in attendance please be seated?
Good morning and welcome. Welcome staff and faculty, honored guests, welcome junior ushers, and welcome to the beloved class of 2018. And welcome to your friends and families that have traveled from near and far. Welcome all to a 140-year-old tradition which has in it the spirit of decades of intellectual grappling, trailblazing, meaning-making, and ceiling-breaking. Let us take a moment to remember those who are here in spirit but not in body, who have formed and fashioned who we are. Let us remember those who may not yet have the opportunities that a day like today represents. Let us take a moment to remember those in the throes of violence and in misfortune. Let today be a day in service of a more peaceful world. Seniors, you have just 2 more tasks left. One is to make it across the stage. And don't worry about that. If there's any problem, we're here to catch you. And the other is to acknowledge and relax into where you are. No longer students, neither here nor there. For it is in this uncertain and maybe bewildered place where our visions of what is to come begin to take root and grow. I invite you to be in the in-between, in the already and the not yet, what writers call the white space between the lines, the place from which meaning ultimately emerges. For if you can practice this today, you can do so for days and weeks and years to come. As the Reverend Dr. William Barber, head of the North Carolina chapter of the NAACP and founder of the New Poor People's Campaign, maintains, we must start with a vision, a prophetic moral vision which seeks above all in these times to ultimately overcome fear and even despair so that we might believe in and embrace new futures. So as we listen today to the words of our peers, our elders, our poets, and our prophets, let us be in this in-between, in this already and not yet. Let us develop our vision here. Let us be ready to embrace new futures. Let us lean into the majesty of this moment. Let us begin.
Good morning, everyone. You're looking good. Would Latifa Almadar, class of 2018, president of the senior class, please come forward to speak on behalf of the graduates.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the class of 2018 graduation. Welcome, Ms. Rita Dove, President McCartney, members of the Board of Trustees, administration, families who have come from all over the country and all over the world, friends, And last but not least, you students. This is the 140th commencement. Seniors, this is your day. And it's a special one, not because of anything particular, except that we're inside for the first time in 15 years. So I want to talk to you all today about time, because I seriously do not know where it's gone. We just had an awesome week without assignments, without deadlines, and without needing to wake up early. But it feels like just yesterday that we were looking forward to our summers between each school year, looking forward to our first day of classes, and yet here we are at the final stage of it all. I can't speak for each one of you, but for me, this passage of time has been such a blur, going by almost as fast as reading period does. But blurs don't make for good commencement speeches, so I'd like to remember some of what we have experienced together. It all started at President McCartney's welcome address, my first year. During the address, I felt so emotional that I started to cry. I put my head on my dad's shoulder so that no one would see me, but behind us, a Smith College photographer with a good eye for capturing complicated emotions in a single image took a picture and posted it on Facebook with the caption, "As orientation for parents draws to a close, here's a shout out to all the families who've been there for our new students over the years. Thanks for all you've done." And the caption seems so celebratory, but to me, it didn't completely match my mixed feelings, my "oh my God, what am I doing here" thoughts. Most of you were also in this crowd, sitting with your families or new friends. Perhaps you felt like you belonged, but perhaps you were questioning whether you made the right decision. And also perhaps, maybe you were just worried that you would be asked about Whistling Vivaldi, the book we were supposed to read over the summer. And then came our next year, second year. The year that Smith rose in U.S. News & World Report's annual National Liberal Arts College rankings, moving from 18th to 14th in the country. And this was mostly due to our improvements in faculty resources, selectivity, and reputation. And it was so great to hear that more high school students were considering Smith. But this was also the year of the infamous sophomore slump. We were no longer new to Smith as first years, and we were not old to Smith, about to graduate, so some of us felt caught in this in-between. But there was also a newfound confidence on campus. We were navigating and pursuing opportunities, the opportunities that we wanted. Our interests became our majors. Our classmates became our best friends. Our professors became our mentors. We joined clubs and sports that taught us how to throw a perfect three-pointer, program a robot, sing our hearts out, or invest in stocks. Shout out to Smith College Investment Club. Then came junior year, the year when on my birthday, October 14th, architect Maya Lin shared her plans for the redesign of Nielsen Library. Nielsen Library was the building where we had studied all day or night or both, enjoyed afternoons curled up in the reading room with a book, and laughed at the instructions above the printer, I don't know if you guys remember, handwritten by a smithy to perform an exorcism on the printer if it started spewing out blank pages. I'm excited for the new Nielsen, though. We'll see it on our 5th reunion and feel proud that we were the ones to bear its absence while it was being built. Some of us got to spend our times abroad junior year. I know this from Instagram pictures. I personally got to spend the year in London and will be moving back there after graduation. And no matter where you went junior year, we all experienced a major historical moment when in November, President Trump won the election. Whatever your political affiliation, I'm sure you remember that day. And now, senior year. We've all been asked the question, how does it feel to be a senior, right? Well, how does it feel? Before we got to campus this year, we anticipated senioritis and wondered if our eagerness to graduate would distract us from being motivated or performing at our best. And yet, I saw so many of you spending hours in the library and in the campus center doing work. saying that you were busy with an optional research project, spending your spring break in Houston, volunteering after Hurricane Harvey, putting together Weaving Voices monologue series, or organizing weekly lectures by professors from 4 completely different fields to present to seniors who didn't have a chance to take their classes. Smithies are hard workers. We do our best, we get things done, and change the world around us while we're doing it. It is no surprise then that we have some incredible graduates in the audience today. We have seniors that will be moving on to top institutions in their professional fields like Columbia, Yale, MIT, the London School of Economics, and John Hopkins, among many others. We have students going to work in tech companies like Google, nonprofits like City Year, schools like the Success Academy Charter School in New York City, and financial institutions like Morgan Stanley, and we have students who are still deciding their next move. And a whopping 14 members of our student body, of our graduating class, received a Fulbright Fellowship this year. And will be spending the next year abroad in the Republic of Colombia, Taiwan, and elsewhere. Remembering these 4 years as we experience them together helps us remember that life has more meaning when we remember to look back. Reminding ourselves of all that we've experienced, of the lives we've touched and the lessons we've learned. What has our time at this small liberal arts college meant for us? Our worlds are bigger. We are more critical thinkers. We are more informed members of society. And after today, we are officially Smith alumni. So make your adventures timeless, your love timeless, your courage timeless. And know that whatever it is that we choose to do next, as the moments and years pass, we will forever be impacted by our time at Smith. I want to thank my incredible family, my friends, my Friedman House Hashimi Unit D roommates, for being there during the highs and the lows. And I'd like to send a special shout out to my family and my dad in Yemen. Barakallah fikum, God bless you. And lastly, congratulations to the class of 2018. I would now like to present President McCartney to join me, so I can present her with a gift from the class of 2018. We would like to present the college with a donation to the Fund for Organizations and Developing Leaders. The senior class cabinet raised $2,018 as its first contribution, not to be confused with the gift we received yesterday from the class of 1968. We hope that this fund will play an instrumental role in the lives of Smith students for years to come. We ask that you accept this gift on behalf of all the members of the graduating class. Thank you.
Wonderful. Great speech.
Thank you.
This year, I have the pleasure of presenting 2 faculty colleagues with the Honored Professor Award. This year's honored professors combined have spent nearly a century enriching our academic community. Let me tell you about the first. A scholar of Renaissance poets, one of the honored professors came to Smith in 1971. Over the course of a distinguished 50-year career, he has authored 2 books, been recognized as a leading expert on Edmund Spenser, and has been honored with the Colin Clout Lifetime Achievement Award from the International Spencer Society. His published works have delved into the historic and the fantastic, the Renaissance to the imagined future. His classes, From Myth to Poetry, and a seminar on Ursula K. Le Guin have engaged and inspired generations of students. His vibrant and imaginative teaching style was recognized in 2005 with a Kathleen Compton Sherrod, class of 1954, and John J.F. Sherrod prize for distinguished teaching. The Helen Means Professor of English since 1995, he retires from Smith this year with the admiration of colleagues across the college and around the world. Please join me in congratulating a recipient of this year's Honored Professor Award, William Allen Oram. And now let me tell you about our second honored professor. He is a scholar whose work has illuminated the genetic populations of Joshua trees, red-spotted newts, freshwater minnows, and more. His many publications, awards, and grants speak to his dedication and distinction in his field. His courses have introduced students to the genetic intersections of molecular biology, cell biology, and evolution, and the growing wealth of data in those fields. His students studying alongside him have applied genetic analysis across the biological landscape. Appointed by President Mary Maples Dunn as Dean of the Faculty in 1988, he made faculty diversity one of his primary goals. From the Mojave Desert to the waterways surrounding us today, this honoree has left an indelible mark on our scientific and academic landscape. Please join me in congratulating a recipient of this year's Honored Professor Award, Professor of Biological Sciences, Robert B. Merritt. We now turn to the awarding of honorary degrees. By virtue of the authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, vested in the Board of Trustees of Smith College, and by them delegated to me, I now confer these honorary degrees and admit the recipients to all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Madam President, I have the honor to present Charmine Bayed Shenoy the degree Doctor of Fine Arts honoris causa.
Charmine Obed Shenoy, class of 2002. Filmmaker. Over 16 years and nearly 24 films, you have given the voices of disenfranchised women and children a chance to be heard in every corner of the world. Your documentaries blend horror with hope and injustice with reform and have changed lives. When your film, A Girl in the River, The Price of Forgiveness, was nominated for an Academy Award, a harsh spotlight was turned on the practice of honor killings in Pakistan. Later, when you stood on the stage in Los Angeles to accept what would be your second Academy Award, you told us that the Prime Minister of Pakistan pledged to change the law on honor killings. Your work has brought attention to acid attacks on women, the marginalization of Pakistan's transgendered community, and the war on terror's relentless toll on children. Your awards, from Pakistan's Crescent of Distinction to Canada's Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal, attest to the truly global reach of your films. For showing us the power of documentary journalism in advancing human rights, Smith College is proud to award you the degree of Doctor of Arts honoris causa.
Madam President, I have the honor to present Carol T. Christ, the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
Carol T. Christ, higher education leader. Your stewardship of not one, but two of the nation's most prestigious institutions of higher learning has solidified your standing as a visionary and pioneer. You have said that at the heart you are a teacher and have confessed that you feel most comfortable in that role. Yet your influence extends far beyond the walls of a classroom. Your ascension to Executive Vice Chancellor at the University of California, Berkeley, then to President of Smith College, and now to Berkeley's Chancellorship, the first woman to hold that position. The first woman to hold that position in the university's 149 years attests to your remarkable leadership capabilities. Your work has been guided by a sustaining conviction that a student's ability to pay should never be a barrier to education. Under your leadership, campus communities like Smith College and the University of California, Berkeley are strengthened by their commitments to diversity, inclusion, and equity. For your belief in the power of education to transform lives, Smith College is proud to award you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
Madam President, I have the honor to present Kimberly Williams Crenshaw, the degree Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Kimberly Williams Crenshaw, legal scholar. Your influential writings and lectures on critical race theory have exposed the chasms that racism has carved into American society and especially into its legal system. Through your pioneering work on intersectionality, you have shown that the injustices of a complex world cannot be reduced to narrow efforts defined by single qualifiers, Black or female, or LGBTQ, or poor, or indigenous. You have shown that only by understanding the convergence of multiple forms of disempowerment can we begin to address inequity to, as you wrote in 1989, recenter discrimination discourse at the intersection. You tell us that without this revised perspective, some of us, the most vulnerable, are going to fall through the cracks. Through your scholarship and tenure as a distinguished professor of law at both UCLA and Columbia universities, you have opened our eyes to inequalities that were unrecognized and unaddressed. For your work in naming and untangling complex systems of oppression and privilege, Smith College is proud to award you the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Madam President, I have the honor to present Robert Pura, the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
Robert Pura, Community College President. Yes. Your 40-year career in higher education has been a triumph of commitment, intelligence, and passion. The son of an immigrant father and the first in your family to attend college, you've become known as an inspiring advocate for the community college mission. A graduate of Dade County Community College, you once referred to yourself as the classic community college poster child of the baby boom age. After serving as a dean at Massasoit and Berkshire Community Colleges, it could be said that you found your true calling in Greenfield, Massachusetts. In the 18 years you have been guiding Greenfield Community College as its president, you have found ways to improve the campus, launch innovative programs, broaden the college's role in the community to ensure pathways to success for the area's many students, especially those from families with fewer economic resources. You have humbly touched and transformed many lives in the process, including those of many Ada Comstock scholars at Smith College. For sharing this great gift of your enthusiasm and wisdom with students and the community beyond, Smith College is proud to award you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Madam President, I have the honor to present Rita Dove for the degree Doctor of Arts, honoris causa.
Rita Dove, poet. It is tempting to walk through your poems as a tourist, stopping to savor their moments, the taste of sweet oranges, the sight of a porch cantilevered on faith, or to pause in the expanse of a Zeppelin factory in Akron, Ohio. Dwell in your poems a little longer, though, and a larger form takes shape. The arc of history weaving through the roots of African-American identity. Over your career, celebrated by a Pulitzer Prize, a National Humanities Medal, multiple Lifetime Achievement Awards, and more, you have drawn our eyes to moments both intimate and public. Whether through the voice of your grandfather or a near-forgotten Black violinist or Rosa Parks, sitting in your words, inside a place so wrong it was ready. You take your audience through a complicated anthology of human experience. As our nation's youngest poet laureate, you became an event, yes. As our nation's youngest poet laureate, you became an evangelist for verse. You told us that poetry is like a bouillon cube. You carry it around and then it nourishes you when you need it. Any reader drawn through the rich galleries of your poetry has been taught, has been humbled, and has been deeply nourished. Smith College is proud to award you the degree of Doctor of Arts, honoris causa. And now it is my great pleasure and honor to present to you the 2018 commencement speaker, Rita Dove.
This is wonderful, and you're going to get one very soon. President McCartney, Provost O'Rourke, honored faculty and alumni, parents, friends, and foremost you, the graduating class of 2018, congratulations to all. You made it. What is the mystery of life? Perhaps it is simply that we don't know. Perhaps the secret of happiness is that we recognize our ultimate ignorance and embrace it, that we cherish the journey life has to offer us and try to keep that journey moving forward. Here I am already beginning to do what I intended to avoid, to pontificate with self-evident certitudes, to pitch my voice to be heard in a crowd where those big and beautiful words, the ones that we always think of as capitalized in our minds, words like truth, honor, happiness, success, and biggest of all, that grand triumvirate of love, life, death. Well, such words might come off okay when thundered through a microphone, but they sound rather pompous when spoken face to face, like from parents to their offspring. In fact, if I had spoken these words in conversation to my daughter when she was your age, dear graduates, she might have scoffed outright, or at least tuned me out. And she would have been right to do so. She would have said, "Can the sentiment, Mom," because that's what those words are, sentimental abstractions, larger than life, teetering on the horizon like the wind-beaten letters of the Hollywood sign. Because life, no, let me change that, living is specific, and those words encapsulate generalizations. Living is mired in details, the stain on your interview blouse, a missed phone call that might have made a difference in your career, and the Jeep running the red light that's clearly in the wrong, but you slam on the brakes anyway. The typo on the order form that ties up shipment, too much sugar in the peach cobbler. There can never be too much sugar in the peach cobbler. What good are those bombastic words you would be justified in asking in a world where you can't even stop inhaling once every 6 or 7 seconds? So I won't use them now, at least not just yet. I will simply start by telling you how I felt as a parent watching her own daughter triumphantly tossing that mortarboard high into the air. I felt inadequate. Yes, inadequate in my efforts as a mother to prepare my child for what might be waiting for her beyond graduation, this more or less formal divide between youth and adulthood. But then again, how could any parent have ever prepared you? They don't really know what's waiting for you. No one knows that, and especially now in these precarious times where truth has become a rather insecure commodity. And since none of us can truly and conclusively predict where exactly we are headed, we must make the most of the journey itself. We must remind ourselves and each other that it matters how we conduct ourselves along the way, that we look at the landscape instead of barreling on by, that we have some laughs together rather than complain that our feet hurt, all the while acknowledging that there are no prepackaged Twitter-sized answers to the big questions about the future. The best 2 bits of advice I ever received were actually one and the same. As a teenager, I spent weekends with my grandmother, who was slowly going blind, and her favorite words of wisdom were, "As long as you've done your best from the inside out, you'll be all right." In other words, if you've done your homework, not just to get over, but really done the best you know you're capable of, if you've attended to your inner health as well as your exterior requirements, you'll be all right. My parents put it in a similar but different way. They also encouraged me and my siblings to always do the very best we knew we could do, not just what was expected of us. They would frown on us scraping by on assignments and merely fulfilling the minimum requirements. Their argument sharpened my grandmother's advice and put it into a social, or shall we say societal, context, meaning that as African Americans, we would have to be twice as good as the next candidate for any job, so we might as well get into gear and condition ourselves accordingly. No matter what grades we brought home, their first question was, did you do your very best? Now, when you leave this institution, the first things you may remember about your college days here at Smith are the friends and the parties, the all-nighters made bearable with takeout food and strong coffee. Maybe you'll remember the cell biology professor who gave a midterm exam where all the abstract formulas had been converted to real things, such as your spaceship won't take off from Pluto because it's encrusted with barnacles, so how do you go about determining what protein makes the glue that the barnacles are using so that you can remove them? And you thought, how dare she confuse your carefully crammed head with annoying real-life scenarios? Later, you'll convince yourself that you remember next to nothing from the classes you took during your freshman and sophomore years. Or you'll condemn the 3 rewrites of your senior project as an unnecessarily sadistic exercise. Those, at least, were some of the memories I harbored when I graduated from college so long ago that I could be your grandmother. But I also remember contentious debates about glaring racial inequalities and sex discrimination, triumphant elation over Roe v. Wade, which the Supreme Court decided that very year when I received my bachelor's degree. I remember going out into the streets to demonstrate against the Vietnam War madness, and I remember better than I'd like to the corruption and inhumanity of an administration whose viciousness and duplicity found a partial comeuppance in Watergate, though the disillusion it engendered in us permeated our bright dreams of democracy. Sound familiar? Each generation has its own demons and battles to fight. You will look back on Friday teas and dorm room all-nighters and remember the spontaneous debates over climate change, marriage equality, our nation's entrenched gun culture, over trigger-happy cops, over children deported by authorities for whom compassion is an alien concept, over an election gone terribly wrong, over mass opioid addiction in a despairing populace, over the pervasive macho menace brought to light by Me Too. And yet, life waltzes or stumbles on, and soon you'll begin to miss those days when you could ask your professors for the answers to whatever intrigued you. How do you hold on to your dreams with dignity? How do you know when you should listen to others and when to follow your own hunches? How can you remain connected to that innermost spiritual hunger while negotiating the necessary commerce of living? Quite a while ago, when I was Poet Laureate of the United States, I received a letter from a young mother who pleaded, and I quote, that poetry needs to be taught to very young children before they get the idea that they can't write it, don't want to write it, or don't understand it. And she concluded, in a sense, poetry is making the language your own. I love that statement. It pertains to all of us, after all, because the mind is informed by the spirit of play, and every discipline is peppered with vivid terminology. Fractal geometry has dragon curves and packed Swiss cheese cosmologies. There are ladies' slippers in botany and onomatopoeic bushwhackers. Football has wingbacks, button hooks, and coffin corners. There are dog legs on golf courses and butterfly valves in automobiles. And when there are no words for what we need, we make up new ones. Drama queen, soul patch, bucket list? Google. Remember the children's rhyme that began, if all the world were paper and all the sea was ink, if all the trees were bread and cheese, what should we have to drink? Well, that is the danger that in the freedom you are just graduating to. Because if you allow your picture of the world to shrink to the parameters of your job or your field of study, if overwhelmed by the sheer weight of information available and overcome by the onslaught of falsehoods that masquerade as truths, you begin to sort and file rather than access and ponder, you just might end up experiencing the world as ink and paper riddled with faulty equations and find that your spirit is dying of thirst. In ancient Rome, every citizen owned a genius. The genius was one's personal spirit, which came to each and every one at birth. It represented the fullness of one's potential powers. This genius then was considered a birthright, but it needed to be nourished in order to survive. Today, in our age of the narcissist, the birthday child expects gifts to shower down upon her. But the ancient Roman was expected to make a sacrifice to his or her genius. And if one served one's genius well during one's lifetime, the genius became a household god called a Lars after one's death. If, however, one neglected one's potential, the genius became a spook, a troublesome spirit who plagued the living. Here at Smith College, you have received a top-notch liberal education. That is, you have not only been well-trained in your individual fields, but also been exposed to a range of other disciplines, encouraged to explore new ideas based on a solid core of knowledge geared to help you cope with the boundless changes that you will need to confront in our rapidly vacillating civilization. I wish I could say accelerating civilization, but I'm no longer sure that forward is the direction in which our society is going at the moment. But whether you end up as a politician or a painter, a novelist or a neurologist, this you all have in common. You have learned how to pursue thoughts and ideas, and hopefully you have grown to love that pursuit. Another of my favorite Mother Goose rhymes goes like this. This is the key to the kingdom. In that kingdom is a city. In that city is a town. In that town there is a street. In that street there winds a lane. In that lane there is a house. In that house there waits a room. In that room there is a bed. On that bed there is a basket of flowers. Flowers in the basket, basket on the bed, bed in the chamber, chamber in the house, house in the weedy yard, yard in the winding lane, lane in the broad street, street in the high town, town in the city, city in the kingdom. This is the key to the kingdom. I love this verse because it reminds me that all ideas, large and grand, have sprung their roots from the very smallest of seeds. In a way, it is a description of the path to wisdom. Start with the things you know. And then as you venture into the world, taking the road of education into ever broader avenues of possibility, apply what you've learned along the way, never forgetting that the key to the kingdom of knowledge is linked to curiosity and appreciation. With these commencement exercises, you're making your departure a public act. You have been in incubation, but now you breathe on your own. No rarefied ether, but the thick air of life. You must generate your own heat. The mission is a mystery. The door leads out and away, as the word commencement implies. It is a door into a new beginning. And as weird as it may sound, one of the things you might most likely miss is that there are no more class assignments to fulfill. Oh yes, because an assignment can force you to go where you would have been too lazy or apprehensive to venture before. And even rote exercises follow this mantra. Athletes know that if they don't keep training, muscles will stiffen and eventually atrophy. Singers speak of supporting the voice, which they do through frequent and sustained practice, strengthening the muscles of the diaphragm so that that clear and beautiful sound you're hearing is being uplifted by years of exercise. So I have one last assignment for you. A bit of homework, the bonus question on the exam you've already passed with flying colors. I challenge you to tweet your very own graduation poem, your feelings, your fears and hopes, and, well, whatever details you intend to carry with you on the way into the future. Tweet your poem using #GradPoem. In return, I'll leave you with one of my own poems called Dawn Revisited. Dawn Revisited. Imagine you wake up with a second chance. The blue jay hawks his pretty wares, and the oak still stands, spreading glorious shade. If you don't look back, the future never happens. How good to rise in sunlight, in the prodigal smell of biscuits, eggs, and sausage on the grill. The whole sky is yours to write on, blown open to a blank page. Come on, shake a leg. You'll never know who's down there frying those eggs if you don't get up and see. So don't forget, tweet your poem using #GradPoem, and after you pick up this little degree, go on out and celebrate. Congratulations, class of 2018. Thank you. Thank you.
The moment has come, graduates. The candidates for the degree of study, Diploma in American Studies and Global Studies, Master of Science, Master of Arts in Teaching, and Master of Arts will stand and present themselves at this time.
Madam President, I have the honor to present these candidates and to certify on behalf of the faculty that they have fulfilled the requirements set by the college for their respective diplomas and degrees.
By virtue of the authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts vested in the Board of Trustees of Smith College, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon you, as the case may be, the Certificate of Study, Diploma in American Studies and Global Studies, Master of Science, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Fine Arts, and admit you to all of the right and privileges pertaining thereto.
Shu Shi Ding. Corey Elizabeth Ingall. Joan Kim. Rocio Campos Aguilera. Renee DeGroat. Lucy Hilgers. Xiao Li Li. Megan A. Michaud. David Munoz Tord. Ligia Pavitt. Eduardo Skinko. Marlene Rage. Molly Mackenzie Carl. Emma Carlisle Reski. Renee Catherine Halloran. Erin Makana Makamai Labasan. Nicole Matos. Devin Brandon Quattrochi. Morea Rose Spiljaric. Erin V. Taylor. Jane Turner. Victoria M. Van Alstine Tower. Haley Ann Vetter. Matthew Gray Castle. Angela Bernadette D'Souza. Megan Sager Hall. Sarah G. Heffernan. Kyra Lopez. Emily Wynn Messer. Jill Ellen Michaelha. Kiyoko Hope Nakamura Koyama. Zoe Ann Neely. Mary Eva Patterson. Nicole Ferret Rhodes. Shayla V. Jenkins. Sarah Elizabeth Lass. Lysandra Norton. Sarah Cedar.
The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science will stand and present themselves at this time.
Madam President. Madam President, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science and to certify on behalf of the faculty that they have fulfilled the requirements set by the college for that degree.
By virtue of the authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, vested in the Board of Trustees of Smith College, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science and admit you to all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts will stand and present themselves at this time.
Madam President, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and to certify on behalf of the faculty that they have fulfilled the requirements set by the college for that degree.
By virtue of the authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts vested in the Board of Trustees of Smith College, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and admit you to all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Albright House. Juliana Rose Calabrese. Zoraida Colon. Jacqueline Beth Durr. Nancy Gallardo. Emily Rose Hamilton. Dahlia Ginsberry. Emma Ruth Livenoy. Carson O. Patterson. Ashley E. Rohal. Jessica Tran. Rowan Turner. Leslie Vicente Soto. Alicia Vera. Alicia Wong. Natalie Diane Weiss. Jocelyn M. Yax. Baldwin House. Annabella Hunt Boatwright. Erin Eileen Brozek. Angelina Waugh. Anna Han Lee. Kenya Josephine Luca. Emily Marie Rudd. Anne Fallon Deborah Valsnor. Yvonne Rose Van Leuven. Lisette Alondra Vargas. Yolanda Monique Watson. Capen House. Mackenzie Allegra Ballantyne. Karen Estefania Banda Alessandro. Esther Grace Elliott. Maya Garcia. Elizabeth Shauji Walcott Grant. Shayna Morgan Hanschumacher. Emily Suzanne Jones. Shelby Ann Kim. Emily Elizabeth Kowalik. Sama Jahan Majid. Liliana Martinez. Ellie Ann Mason. Megan Devane Mendenhall. Taryn Lee Mueller. Precious Chica Musa. Foresta Nori. Alexandra Helen Ostrowski Schilling. Maggie Violet Painter. Julie Palm. Elizabeth Stefani. Samantha Callie Stoller. Ellen Seltzer. Chapin House. Kumba Cassandra Dem. Laura Wallace Green. Emily Jane Grote. Najia Imran Honsha. Aminata Ka. Jesse Noah Craigie. Susanna Rose Luciano. Alice Grace Frine Matthews. Angela Colleen O'Donnell. Sarah Marie Pavlich. Sonia Karina Panya Lazaro. Elizabeth Cushman Pendlebury. Divya Menon Schlesinger. Kelly Wang. Mary Ellen Chase House. Guadalupe Chimil Chino. Megan Ashley Cook. Allegra Davis. Kate Fessler. Madeline Greaves. Reem Hassan Ladadwa. Jenna Elizabeth McCampbell. Haukne Moetzi. Emily Victoria Chen Myers. Carla Simone Tate Podar. Comstock House. Eleanor Manona Blood Cheney. Mary Elizabeth Cornwell. Maria Dervineuve. Daniela Amokoheni Denny. Peyton Draper. Mackenzie Jean Dries. Shelby M. Hall. Catherine Bay Heald. Hinan Wang. Minji Gang. Victoria A. Kraft. Raquel Mercedes Lopez. Joanna Stephanie Mueller. Sarah Morgan Piper. Emily Louise Raphael. Dichan Shui.
Ada Comstock Scholars. Rebecca J. Bees. Jessica Marie Beckman. Jennifer Ann Costa. Ari Damasco. Marisa B. Douglas. Tamar Lee France. Isabella D. Gabrielson. Ainsley Suzanne Jackson. Liza Cassidy Jeswald Bousquet. Nancy Ann Kitchener. Shakayla C. Lawrence. Renu Lindberg. Erica Gale Linderman. Samara E. Lowenstein. Ratnasari Raharjo Luciaga. Andrea Obaje. Linda A. Patterson. Jasmine M. Roan. Oriel R. Rollinson. Serena L. Rook. Ora Lynn Rosario. Alethea Rose Cheddarwood. Adriana Emilia Valerio. Cecilia Gulick van Dreesch. Guinevere Arthur Van Horn. Tracy D. Williams. Katie E. Wing. Mariah Doherty Wood. Xianshu Xia. Cushing House. Jennifer Aguirre. Julia Hawk Antonazzi. Aditi Ariel. Claire Marcia Bain. Aditi Ramya Balasubramanian. Emma Claire Cook. Phoebe Maria Flynn. Nicole Freenock. Simret Florence Hunt. Michaela Jefferson. Alia Khan. Sabrina Coe. Jenny B. Kratz. Stephanie Leila Mola. Vasiliki Mustakis. Hunter Rose Myers. Angelica Silvana Radke. Kristen May Saul. Ilana Schiller Weiss. Teddy H.E. Schneider. Hannah Ellen Searles. Lisa Morgan Utzig. Jessica Lee Wirt. Stephanie Sia. Cutter House. Singwen Chen. Jisoo Chung. Hannah Cohen Smith. Eliza Finn Going. Romina Hashemi Fesharaki. Reja Javed. Claire Lillian Kerper. Hee Young Kim. Yuna Kwan. Janelle Lin. Kunung Lin. Lin Zhao Yin. Molly Ray McGuire. Tenzin Beidou. Eugene Pion. Duja Tong. Sophia Tenhusen. Sneha Verma. Henry C. Waletsko. Wang Yu Mong. Tsutsong Ne. Yao Yu Yu. Sophia Zhang. Eleanor Duckett House. Madeline Elwell. Maya Tong Fan Woodbury Urslev. Celine Rose Ganier. Alexandra Arpin Gardiner. Kien Sha Huang. Shutzi Mao. Deborah Alson Place. Wu Chun Chen. Jade Zichu Zhang.
Emerson House. Rebecca Alger. Anna Cara Caliandro. Sarah Sky Kamey. Samantha Marie Camo. Sarah E. Feldman. Catherine Ann Hazen. Jordan Isaacs. Emma Rose Lenchner. Archer Cleo Meyer. Lee Hyacinth Miller. Brianna Miles Moore. Grace Mutavu. Tess A. Ostoyich. Melissa Rosa. Tavorshe Lauren Talley. 44 Green Street. Tiara Ebony Austin. Raven Gomez. Raven Gomez. Bethany Gala Devani. Sophia Jella Sherry. Amelia W. Wagner. Serena Yao. Friedman Complex, Cromwell House. Sudi M. Abdirahman. Ayumi Akiyama. Rose L. Tucker. Casey L. Arminetti. Sally Postma Carter. Marina Rowan Chen. Margot De Costeve. Bridget Gabrielle Donlin. Julianne Pearl Epley. Zara Imelda Ferrari. Isabel Valentine Fitzpatrick. Lisa Guido. Asher Wyatt Alford Johnson. Corina Amelia Marina Paliso. Decorah House. Samantha Rose Bile. Erica Chow. Ning Yuan Gloria Chang. Luo Jun Dong. Sydney Teresa Giuliano. Naomi T. Jahan. Natalie Jamelia James. Ivana Lynn. Shella Therese Miller. Elizabeth Marie Pei. Sakura Sakai Tamaki. Litanji. Haitaching Zhang. Hashimi House. Latifa May Almodav. Vadika Basin. Chiwochuze Chen. Julia Carson Frankie Scarcelli. Marina Charlotte Howarth. Mariam Ali Indar. Pin Jane Vatanovit. Michelle Ju. Natalia Janina Cresagloa. Wen Chong Priscilla Lee. Paloma Nikki Nahan. Jacqueline Ritchie Dunham. Daniela Nicole Sarabia. Anna Talakazi. Jin Yi Young. Alana Grace Godwin Young. Lydia Liwei Zhang. Machado House. Samantha Ki Kaiva Alimaka Alakai. Amanda Brooke Barriscale. Alina Golem Razul. Megan Gisela Holland. Laura Jean Jacobs Turner. Chang Liu. Victoria Page Capitule Marquez. Leah Parker Bernstein. Molly Dennison Peak. Carolyn Jane Polis. Farida Sabri. Maya Slayman. Porcel D. Stark. JCQ Sue. Analea Vasquez Sigla. Qing Xing Xu. Wen Yu. Yishuan Zhang. Ninomiya House. Rosamond Octavia Stanley Burdan. Sophie Marie Chase. Caroline Grace Iman. Isabel McGinnis Fredericks. Julia Catherine Hamilton. Jessica Ann Cotfella. Lindsay Marie Lord. Sasha Meridia McCann. Mariah Christine Olive. Allison Jennifer Paranka. Sarah Benley Price. Stephanie Lynn Small. Dakota June Young.
Gardner House. Nybria Ivy Acklin. Emma Harris Becker. Megan Marie Boyle. Tessa Linnea Crisp. Alicia Desiree De Silva. Katrina Rebecca Durdurian. Chinamso Onyinye Edse. Azar Osman Guled. Sipo Kazi Joyce Carbo. Rebecca Ann Kuzma. Chanel Joy Lafayette. Catherine E. Moorer. Olivia Campbell Messenger. Caroline Marissa Myran. Grace Chanel Oliver. Lily Pearl. Lauren Nicole Santo. Lauren Elise Stanley. Sierra Elizabeth Thorpe. Carlin Elizabeth Tyndall. Valerie Villafana. Yvette Viramontes Apodaca. Gillette House, Ariana Tashira Banks. Darpin Buhara. Madeline Wren Carroll. Camila Eisen Zuki. Samira Ruth Haddad. Molly A. Hurd. Sutong Kim. Jimin Lee. Kimberly Liu. Theodore McCullough. Alexandra Helen Mills. Chiza Gachize Mwende. Washuka Jeroge. Erin M. Scott. Elizabeth Wheeler Sturtevant. Kalani Marie Williams. Hampshire House. Fable Avison. J.A.R. Burton. Anique Jade Duwald. Sophia Friedman. Brenna L. Getson. Grace C. Hackenberg. Maseret Hiley. Aubrey Sperling Johnson. Molly Susan Howard Kaufman. Dami Kim. Sasha Kalamatsky. Emmeline Grace Koopman. Maya Coupard La Liberté. Amalia Rose Lehman. Sherry Lynn Lima. Lou Lu. Janice Annette Luke. Megan McGarren. Deirdre Mary Murphy. Hilda Bate Nalwanga. Betty June O'Kelly Bangsberg. Joanna Nicole Openji Okondo. Brianna Jane Parker. Tara Dyer Sacerdote. Priscilla Takandwa Sempere. Rose Hannon Sherman Silverman. Krista Joyce Smathers. Sophie Lakin Raushan Smith. Lillian Casey Williams. Haven Wesley Houses, Katrina G. Anderson. Mariana Eleftheria Apostolakis. Sarita Gimpo Chu. Bella Athena Chow. Christine Chu. Audrey Corbin Gibson. Sam L. Goss. Sonia Imhoff. Amanda Claire Lavond. Bridget Hurdle McDaniel. Isabel Novick. Audrey Eleanor Ring. Morgan Sarah Schwartz. Janelle Ten. Sarah Lauren Worthman. Hopkins House. Shira Ellen Perkis Breen. Mish Hu. Everett Izzy Pearl Owen. Sophie Carmela Strauss Jenkins. Hubbard House. Beza Sarak. Shuli Hu. Noah Kaufhold. Zoe Rose Kriegler Venk. Emily Hawley Ruppel. Rebecca Jing Abbott York.
Jordan House, Cameron Elizabeth Biasin. Sophia Madeline Buchanan. Genevieve Ann DeVito. Abigail Gashiel. Nicole Frances Keeping. Katrina Shirley Quo. Caroline Elizabeth Labriola. Nicole Matishuk. Kenza Madari Alowi. Gemma Carey Nedelek. Lily Biba Velji Prendergast. Lucia Samova. Kyle Meenakshi Swaminathan. Rand Tao. Helena Jane Thompson. Franklin King House. Rachel Suzanne Burr. Greta Claire Donkers. Lauren J. Olson. Elizabeth Rittenhouse Perkins. Subhashni Sridhar. Emily Sophia Wallace. Lamont House. Maxine Laura Anechi. Tara Amrita Pet. Zoe Dong. Alexandra Ann Dupay. Linnea Valeska Hetland. Carissa Qasim. Hannah Sophia Levine Cass. Sophia Liu. Rebecca Miriam Mataka. Samantha M. Pikus. Gabrielle Elizabeth Ranieri. Jacqueline Jean Walsh. Lawrence House. Brianna Quinn Burr. Susanna Lord Davis. Lisa H. Fiden. Emma K. Jordan. Jamin Lee. Chow Mei Lee. Quinn Carlton Malter. Cassandra Penelope Olson Morse. Sylvie Alexandra Nemeth. Caitlin Elizabeth O'Neill. Carolyn Tinkham. Carolyn Tinkham Provine, Elena Celia Shotkin. Emma Taylor Stevenson. Chang Tian. Catherine Yan. Zoe Marie Zandbergen. Morris House. Samantha Bryce. Ava S. Busto Schiff. Boyuen Chen. Kaching Ding. Eleanor C. Ewing. Flora Silva Fraga. Teresa Elizabeth Miles. Marcia Rojas. Laura Mae Rosenbauer. Sarah Grace Nectarline Tallheimer. Joy D. Wu. Caroline R. Eatsma. Tianhua Ju. Morrow House. Emily Balanca. Charlotte Catherine Berg. Leah Margaret Chrisman. Catherine Etienne. Alessandra Lisette Garcia. Nadira B. Hall. Andrea Randall Hughes. Emily Liang. Viviana Lopez. Hope Dora McKeith. April Heather Monilao. Vivian M. Morris. Karishma Lauren Parikh. Sushmita R. Ram. Nicole I. Rondon. Jelani Andrea Smith. Tare Arlene Suriel. Lillian Amastoy Walsh.
Northrop House. Abigail Rose Bergman. Courtney Taylor Blonius. Megan Christina Carrera Raleigh. Alexandra Rosemary Davis. Amalia Rose Driller Colangelo. Catherine Johnny Hanks. Leslie Ann Hill. Anna Lisa Jacobs. Ryan Alexi Kim. Anna C. Lester Owens. Emily Matz. Delaney McCune. Van Wok Wen. Ening. Rachel Eileen O'Connor. Zoe Beatrice Rubenstein. Sophie Shapiro. Zaina Catherine Shaw. Abigail Ann Stevens, Megan R. Suslovic, Jessica Jean Warner, Regina Wu, Yu Yen, Grace Tia Chan. Hey, Regina. Darby Park House, Darby Eliza Bates, Maya Bonner, Dardalee L. Brooks, Diana Bulchand, Peyton Higgins, Emily Elise Maza, Elizabeth A. Naj, Danielle Gabriela Osborne, Laurel Reed, Demarie Faith Ruth Roth, Anisha Tiagi. Parsons House, Heather E. Chow, Maya Emma Gilbert Domshek. Laura Scales House, Sahar Aftab, Jenny Bond, Kira Gunn Barrett, Sydney Burt, Sydney Kai, Dominique Lee Callahan, Emily Chase Donahue, Kimberly Dew, Jada Renee Flint, Enos S. Jahangir, Madison Page Leet, Andrea Lee McGowan, Zoe Isabella Matrician, Parisa Haika Mohammed, Juliana Huen, Anna Rose O'Shea, Seo Lim Park, Caroline Myrie Previte, Kate Louise Rich, Maya Catherine Salvio, Alexandra R. Stamper, Annabelle Violet Lundberg Utz, Rachel Hall Utz, Ivana William, Chessa Amelia Yee, Sessions House, Sarah Elizabeth Barkey, Amanda Nicole Bolin, Meredith Linda Britton, McKenna Erkeline, Saror Sahir Gandhi, Veronica Hernandez, Catherine Margaret Greikowski, Jenny Lee, Juliana Rose Mishkin, Zenam Aktas Rizvi, Sabria Rose Sayasith, Mackenzie Aliha Schneider, Nina Bai Shui, Tinley Yarrington, Jennifer Zhu, Talbot House, Youngju An, Isabel Elise Bungi, Pema Choden, Katie Suyong Chong, Nathaniel David Clark, Victoria Susan Crozier, Madikin Yonda Drummond, Sarah Eleanor Evans, Nicole Frumento, Danielle Gosden, Zoe Cannon Hildebrand, Emily Kathleen Jackson, Joanne May McKernan, Kada Adrian Mendelson, Annika Paradise, Evelyn Marcille Parker, Gretchen Ann Walsh.
Tenny House, Emma Elizabeth Harnish, Rachel Greta Muskowitz, Haley A. Reifeis, Tucker Rose Barker, Tyler House, Mayraid Elizabeth Bartlett, Stephanie M. Capsuto, Amina Maria Chandu Carbone, Jessica Eliana Feinberg, Arena Fukuda, Yuen Jean Hill, Cindy Xingyi Lee, Dan Lin, Beverly Lipsy, Chao Ching Luo, Anya Evelyn Hunter Nordstrom, Julia Ann Portocarrero, Silvana Giselle Saka, Jing Yi Sun, Phoebe Deirdre Louise Weisblum, Samantha Reed Westmoreland, Ching Yi Sia, Ray Ann Shu, Pei Han Zhao, Ying Chi Zhang, Washburn House, Emily Ann Carlson, Malata Cook, Margaret A. Hewitt, Carter Kyle, Kathleen Munitz, Lauren Malloy Rokas, Wilder House, Lean Yassar Ajluni, Anjali Desai, Amy Catherine Iwanowitz, Elizabeth Virginia Kneebone, Catherine Ashley O'Hara, Amanda Rose Sapperstone, Emma Suzanne Shoemaker, Sophia Rose Simmons, Kyla K. Temple, Martha Wilson House, Purni Arnachalam, Haley Marie Baravecchia, Cecilia Ann Bauer, Samantha Elizabeth Bergman, Rena Bushko, Caroline Marie Cipollini, Victoria Rose Clayton, Mary Elizabeth Cornwell, Elizabeth Jane Coran Groom, Emma Florence Gubbins, Leilani Julia Halpern White, Marissa Hopwood, Lee Finnegan Johnston, Sarah Shaban Kilfoyle, Laura Ann Malowitz Lillienkamp, Jody Paisley Joy Lowe, Madeline Ann Meadows McDonald, Sarah Christine DeBacco Morrison, Stephanie Pinedo, Claudia Desdemona Stahl, Cameo Ann TJ, Fiona R. Twyford, Risa Yamada. Ziskin House. Jessica Yetunde Aduwo. Robin K. Austin. Jesse E. Acevedo. Janie Beck. Abigail Adams Bernard. Alisa Ruth Blue. Christina Ali Chang. Ji Wang Chung. Olivia Sarah DeLille. Rachel Nicole Foster. Annika Michelle Hansen. Sifan Jian. Salma Khan. June N. Lee. Catherine Rose Lemise. Sophia Ray Simpson Meacham. Zandra Samo Mihail. Stephanie Orozco. Emma K. Paciana. Sarah Smith. Chrisara Sock. Elise Clarissa Stone. Natalie Michelle Torres. Nimai Van. Marie Catherine Wilkin. Jing Shaw. Stacy Elaine Young. And Ji Young Yoon.
Graduates of the class of 2018. The time has come for you to join a most distinguished community, the alumni of Smith College. This community will be yours for life. You will stand with graduates like you who will change the world, who will challenge the world, and will carry Smith with them in all that they do. Know that while you leave Smith today, you do not leave it behind. As much as Smith has changed each of you, you have changed Smith just as much, and for that we are grateful. You have been a part of its evolution and left your mark on Smith in countless ways, and you will return here, we hope, often for your 5-year reunion, perhaps. I hope to see you then. You are ready, I have no doubt of that, and I am backed in that belief by the people who work here, the staff and the faculty. Graduates, I ask you now to salute the staff and the faculty for the countless ways they have encouraged you, inspired you, and challenged you. And now, to the relatives and friends of the graduates of 2018, to the mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, grandmothers and grandfathers, aunts and uncles, spouses, daughters and sons, cousins, guardians, significant others, friends of all sorts, for the years of support, comfort, and understanding you have given, for your appreciation of Smith College, and for supporting these students through college and graduate school. I invite the graduates to please rise and join me in thanking you. As you go forth today, I leave you with this. Smith is a movement, and today it carries you forward. May you make that movement your own, and let's all enjoy some sunshine together. Take care. Bye-bye.
Family, friends, and guests, and the Smith community here in this audience and around the world, let us be grateful that no matter how broken this world can seem at times, life gives us moments such as this one, when the words of our elders and classmates and teachers and prophets and poets make their way into our imagination, we cross thresholds together, and new futures begin to unfold. And in the words of Rita Dove, quoting the ancient Greeks, we get to nurture and speak to our inner genius. Don't leave here without it. Seniors, or I should say, recent alum, you may feel stunned or in shock or just ready to change your shoes. We cannot fathom what life will be like here without you, but it is now our task to let you grow into our hearts, to begin to see your influence blossom like the lilacs around us, delicious and robust, breathtaking every time. Now you will begin to remember Smith, and Smith will begin to remember you. May you be a builder of bridges, a breaker of barriers, and a crosser of borders. And now, if you will permit me to share a few more words from Rita Dove. Hear now this stanza from the poem Testimonial, offered as a blessing for you, your families, and the world that you will touch and change. Back when everything was still to come, luck leaked out everywhere, I gave my promise to the world, and the world followed me here. Graduates, may you give your promise to the world. May you then beckon the world to follow you where you need to go. May you remember who you were here and now so that you can become all that you were meant to be everywhere. Amen.
The 140th commencement ceremony of Smith College is now concluded. Congratulations to our graduates. May you go forth and thrive.